triple threat match.
See, I've been thinking,
and then a scandalous title loss where you still have a rematch person going in and something like that.
And see, I've been thinking SummerSlam, because WWE loves to just promote SummerSlam as its second WrestleMania now. They really want to make it feel like a second WrestleMania just in the summer. And I feel that triple threat match is a great way to have in the summer. And if KO is my pick that actually wins the Money in the Bank, this is a great way to get him to cash in and maybe even successfully win it.
Hey, I'm hoping they go your route, man. Believe me, I really, really am. I think they're gonna go with the obvious, and the obvious is Dean Ambrose. Like you can't argue that Dean Ambrose is the obvious choice.
Hey, I went with Enzo and Cass for one of my picks. They are like an underdog.
Yep,
so.
They're not an obvious choice either. But there's got to be at least one surprise somewhere on this card too, out of these matches.
Like I said, AJ John for my Finn Balor.
Maybe AJ beating Cena and having a debut. Yep, someone else come out like Finn. All right, but let's get then to the main event. We've got the current champion, Roman Reigns, defending his title against the champ who never lost the belt, Seth Rollins. Back from injury where he tore his knee up. He's all good to go now. This will be his first actual match since returning, and it is going to be absolutely epic. In my opinion, this match is likely to end in some kind of double countout or something like that, where Roman retains but does not necessarily get the victory. Okay? Because this is just, you don't just out of nowhere have this huge dream match, WrestleMania caliber bout for the title, and then just, well, that's it. Okay, there we was. We did it. We threw it together in a month, and here you go, and now we're moving on. Like, I think this has to be the start of the SummerSlam main event, like
That's
you were talking
exactly
about. This is just the first
to.
building piece to the bigger storyline that is the main event of SummerSlam, which needs to include both of these guys and the title. The only way I think they can do that is if Roman Reigns keeps the title on himself, until at least that pay-per-view, because if he loses it before then how is he still in that number one contender picture, 2 pay-per-views 2 months down the road yet? It doesn't make any sense. So my official prediction is that Roman does not necessarily get the victory. I'm not saying he doesn't. I'm not saying he does. I'm just saying that part is neither here nor there. Roman will retain one way or another, walkout champion. Seth, however, will not, under any circumstances, lose cleanly to Roman Reigns. It will not be, whoever gets this victory, it will not be cleanly, but ultimately, Roman Reigns retains the title. That's my pick. What do you got?
First off, I definitely don't see Seth walking out the champ in this match. I just don't see it. I don't think it's gonna happen. But like you said, we gotta protect Seth coming back, and I think that's also what you gotta do. It's either Roman Reigns, it's either Seth Rollins may win by like a DQ or a countout for Pete's sake, but he doesn't get the title, or it could be Roman just being fair and square with some interference, or whatever, like something that costs Seth, or it's going to be a draw like you predicted, some sort of way.
I think you're onto it. I think they'll have some epic OMG move or moment outside of the ring, and the ref will start counting, and Seth will make it back in right at 10, but Roman will not, and that will be the end of the match, and Seth Rollins' hand will be raised, and he's the winner, and I'm better than you. It gives him fuel, to talk throughout the next couple parts of
as you said with AJ and John Cena, I was so close to getting the title from you,
And then, Roman, well, I've still got it, and da-da-da, and
I'm the guy,
whatever. I think that this is just the start of it. But because of that, we won't have the champion at the end of the night that we want to. But that's okay. Roman's not going to be champion forever. And we just hope that we get good entertainment along the way. Nobody's champion forever. We just want good matches, good shows, good entertainment. So,
and my final prediction is Seth wins by countout after some amazing OMG table move. That top rope move that he did at the Royal Rumble but failed. He does that on the table, and that's what beats Roman by countout.
Yep, it'll either be a double countout or Seth getting back in and winning
that
by
Seth
a countout.
I think that Seth needs this count out win personally, because I think if it is a draw, like it it just helps Roman
then
more.
why
than
should Seth get another shot?
Yeah.
Then why should Seth get another shot in a tie? That's it. You didn't win. But it's like, yeah, he needs to get the win somehow. Seth needs to get the win somehow, but Roman retains. Yep, that's the prediction. I'm 100% with you on that.
That's it.
Awesome. Yeah. Well, maybe, just maybe, we'll get you back on here next week, possibly, and talk some Ultima Lucha for Lucha Underground, and get our fellow wrestling fans caught up on that as well, which we're looking forward to. But until then, at the soonest, and if not, we'll for sure get you in SummerSlam, right? Like, you'll help us preview SummerSlam for sure.
Definitely.
All right, awesome. Well, until either next week or until our SummerSlam preview episode, it's been an absolute pleasure having you in, as always, Doug Sanders, and thank you for taking the time to be on the show.
Yep. 92 is my number. 1992, as you pointed out.
Yeah, that was just a random, trying to make a point thing. But
well, now you made it my number.
All right.
That's my favorite number now.
Awesome, fantastic. Well, you take care, Doug Sanders. We'll see you next time.
Goodbye.
All right. All right. Well, I hope you enjoyed that half as much as I did, let alone as much as I did. I thoroughly enjoyed that. But we got other stuff to talk about here on the show yet tonight, and not a whole lot of time to do it. Well, a little bit of time. So let's move on then to our other champions who were recently crowned since the last time we talked. That would bring us to the world of hockey, where the Pittsburgh Penguins are your 2015-2016 NHL Stanley Cup champions. They were victorious over the San Jose Sharks, in their championship series, 4-2, as I predicted. The last time we were talking, San Jose found a way to win by a score of 4-2 in Game 5 in Pittsburgh, where everyone in the media felt like it was just a foregone conclusion, kind of like the NBA, that the home team was going to win it there in 5. They did not, but then, unlike my prediction, where I predicted San Jose to win a close one at home in Game 6, and then Pittsburgh would win it in 7, the Penguins were able to win in Game 6 in San Jose by a score of 3-1, capturing the championship. Your Conn Smythe MVP winner for this year was Sidney Crosby, and he is, by all measures right now, the best hockey player in the world again. If, there was any point in time here in the last couple of years he wasn't, a lot of people would have argued Kane or Ovechkin or maybe a few others, but I think this year proved that when Sidney Crosby is healthy, he is the best hockey player on the planet. Now, there was a little debate as to whether or not Sidney Crosby deserved this MVP award, however, in the finals, as he did not have as many goals or as many points as his teammate Phil Kessel, who many believed should have been the MVP. But the one thing that I would like to point out to anyone who argues Sidney Crosby's Conn Smythe Award selection this year is that the award is not, in fact, for the MVP of the final. It is an entire playoff MVP award. And nobody on his team argued that he was the most valuable player on their team throughout this playoffs. So really, who are we either? And it's not like he had bad numbers. Sidney Crosby had very, very good numbers in the finals, as well as the entire playoffs. So it wasn't, like I said, it wasn't like he had a bad final by any means. It was just there were other people on the team who played great too. But that's why I remind you right now, it is a playoff MVP award and not a championship series award. So a congratulations goes out to the Pittsburgh Penguins and their fans. Hopefully one day here in what we call the state of hockey, we will know that joy that the Pittsburgh Penguins fans know right now of having our team hoist Lord Stanley's Cup. All right, that's all we got for hockey tonight. Sorry that hockey wasn't a little longer. I know it ended up being really small, but whatever. Too bad, so sad. All right. And now we will shift our focus over to our final topic that has me fired up and is a part of this week in sports in this calendar year that just is incredible. and I'm already enjoying, and it's only going to get better yet as the finals play out, as WWE's Money in the Bank pay-per-view happens, and as the PGA United States Open unfolds, beginning today as you're listening, June 16th, and ending on Sunday, June 19th. It is a field of 156 golfers. Being an open tournament, there are qualifiers all around the country. Just this year, it was less than 200 people, under 10,000 qualified for the next round, the Beyond Amateur round. That was narrowed then down to like 1,000 or 2,000, and then ultimately down to our field of 156 that we have. I'm not sure how many amateurs actually made the tournament, probably a small handful. The one name that I keep seeing come up from the amateur department is you know what I mean, is this DeChambeau guy. He was in the tournament as an amateur last year. He then became a pro and then gave that his bid back to qualify the old-fashioned way, and he did it. So if you're looking for an amateur way under the radar name, to make some noise, not to win obviously, but to make some noise and provide a story, at least if nothing else, this weekend, DeChambeau is your guy. Otherwise, we're, like I said, the course is the tournament is being held at the Oakmont course in Pennsylvania. It is one of the oldest, if not the oldest course in the United States. Back in 1903, this is its 9th U.S. Open, more than any other course in history that it is hosting. And when the last time it was held there was in 2007, and the winner was Angel Cabrera at 5 over par. It is very renowned and known for its bunkers as well as incredibly tough, slick greens. So what that tells us, we can put all this info together, and we need someone who can scramble and sand save extremely well. We need someone who can putt extremely well. We need someone who's hitting fairways and greens on a fairly consistent basis so that they're, avoiding these bunkers and being able to two-putt for par on these nasty greens. When you look throughout the history, both at the U.S. Open and particularly tournaments at this course, at Oakmont, you see a lot of no-name or surprise name, not big name, winners play there for whatever reason. And so I think that all those elements, all those play requirements for success here in this tournament add create one more element that this winner is going to need, and that is poise. Someone who loses their cool fairly easy is very unlikely to be able to survive a course like this where there are really nasty punishing hazards all over it. And even when you are hitting good shots, a 3 or 4 putt is very, very realistic of a possibility for you. So, that we'll get right off the bat with, some predictions now on who we like and who we don't like. Just right off the bat, because of everything we just said, let's rule out some people that we don't like. We don't like Dustin Johnson. Even though statistically he's got all the game, he doesn't have the composure and the consistency through 4 rounds to really warrant anybody thinking he has any chance to win this tournament. So don't be high on DJ whatsoever. Ricky Fowler, another who has had top 5 showings a year and a half ago in all 4 majors. He's got the talent, but he doesn't have the staying power. He always falls apart at some point in time. We don't like Fowler to win, but we do like Fowler to possibly place within the top 10. Same with DJ as well. Rory is a wild card with him being over on the European Tour. We just don't get, I don't get to see him and be as in touch with his game and where it's at as I'd like to be, but I'm not high on Rory at all winning this tournament this weekend either. I just don't like his chances. Bubba Watson, another guy that's just not clicking, big name. I don't think this tournament sets up